Dear students, welcome to lecture 4 of week 7, wherein we have been talking about the documentation overview. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about in detail about the commercial documents such as invoice, packing list, etc. Let us begin the journey. First of all, we will go through the contents of today's presentation. Initially, we will be introducing the topic, followed by the role of commercial documents. After that, we'll try to understand the key characteristics and importance of commercial documents. Then we will try to focus our understanding on the different types of commercial documents. After that, we'll try to understand specific documents starting from Proforma invoice, after that commercial invoice, after that the packing list, certificate of origin that is COO, and other inspection and quality certificates. After that, we'll try to understand about weight and measurement certificates, followed by common data elements that are used in aligned documentation systems. Then finally, we will end with understanding some practical significance of these documentation as well as conclusion. It is very important to highlight at the outset that commercial documents form the core of international trade. We all know that commercial documents deal with the business itself. Without the use of commercial documents, sale of goods and realization of payment is not possible. These two fundamental issues of export and import or international trade is performed by commercial documents. We can also say that over the period of time, gradually, different type of documents have emerged. But if we want to talk about age-old primary documents, then it was commercial documents for export and import. The commercial documents originate from the exporter and convey essential transaction details such as buyers, banks, customs, and the payment realization mechanisms. Not only this, it also serves as a primary evidence of sale, contract, description, value, as well as the terms of trade. The commercial documents also provide the foundation for custom clearance, insurance, and payment realization. Thus, it is very important to understand in detail the commercial documents. Let us try to focus and understand the role and importance of commercial documents. Commercial documents establish authenticity and identity of goods traded. That is, they act as evidence of the goods as well as of the quality of the goods, which also includes the quantity to be exported. Thus, it becomes very important to use commercial document because they prove that such and such goods will be transported, will be sold from such place to such place at such kind of pricing. The second importance is that commercial documents enable valuation of customs, insurance, and taxation. Without commercial documents, there is no evidence for telling the total price or cost of the goods to be exported. Thus, the primary document which tells about the value of goods is commercial documents. And only when value of goods is known, then the taxation can be calculated. Thus, all other things such as customs calculation, insurance calculation, and taxation calculation is only possible with the help of commercial documents. The third importance is that commercial documents that commercial documents provide evidence of contractual performance and shipment. That is, it is an evidence to prove that what has been the past performance of exporter when it comes to fulfilling export obligations under the export contracts. This is an important indicator because that tells us about the reputation of the exporters and whether repeat trade will happen or not. The fourth importance and role is that commercial documents supports bank payments under letter of credits or collections. The payment realization mechanism is very challenging in exports and imports. A minor error or confusion can lead to delay in payments which may further have negative impact on the working capital of the exporter. Thus, presence of commercial documents minimizes such type of risk and payment is being facilitated easily. The fifth and the last importance is that commercial documents ensure traceability and transparency throughout the trade chain. Where exactly the goods are right now, where they have to reach, what is the process which is being followed by the exporter to reach to destination. All these issues becomes transparent in the commercial documents. Let us now try to discuss the characteristics of commercial documents. The first character is that commercial documents are prepared by the exporter or manufacturer. Thus, it reflects the position of the exporter and therefore the buyer has to check it whether they are correct or not. The second characteristic is that commercial documents are based on contract, purchase order, or letter of credit condition. Thus, whatever commercial document is being formulated, it should reflect what has been decided in letter of credit or export contract. The third characteristic is related to accuracy, consistency, and verification. All these three parameters, accuracy, consistency, and verification, deals with trust in the trade system. Without trust, exporters and importers cannot go for trade. Without trust, the international trade cannot be facilitated. Thus, commercial documents ultimately builds trust between exporter and importer and in the international markets. The fourth important the fourth important characteristic is that commercial documents conform to international formats and align documentation system standardization. It means commercial documents are now standard documents that are accepted at the national level as well as at the international level. The fifth and the last characteristic is that commercial documents serve as cross-reference sources for regulatory and banking documents. It is very important and interesting to highlight that commercial documents provide data related to traffic of the trade from one country to another country, which is very helpful for banking system and regulatory bodies. Dear students, let us try to see the different types of commercial documents. The first is Proforma invoice, which is the preliminary offer or which is simply known as quotation. When negotiations are going on between exporter and importer, the importer asks the exporter to give a quotation where the pricing in B is mentioned. The quotation may further be altered or may be accepted by the buyer as it is. This is the first document which assures that a deal has been finalized between exporter and importer and the deal is based on specifications of pricing of the goods, valuation of the goods etc. Thus, this proforma invoice is a good starting document for trade between exporter and importer. The second type of commercial document is the commercial invoice. This is the final document that is there to prove which is that is this is the final document which proves the sale itself, that it is an evidence of sale. The third type of document is packing list. This particular document is a commercial document that provides detailing of the items that have been shipped. The fourth type of document is certificate of origin. This particular document tells about that from where the goods are originating. You all must have seen that in goods there is a label such as made in India. Now, this label is known as country of origin, and this label cannot be written on the goods as it is. It needs to be verified with the certificate of origin. So, therefore, this is an important parameter because certificate of origin is then used to decide about the tariffs to be imposed on the goods of a country. At times, when two countries are having some bilateral trade agreements or preferential trade agreements, they give relaxation and subsidies to countries participating in preferential agreements. Therefore, the goods originating from one country needs to be verified, and that is what is done by country of origin effect. Just to give an example, if there is a preferential trade agreement between India and United Arab Emirates, that is UAE, and relaxation is given to Indian products, it means the UAE customs authorities will check the Indian goods with the help that the label is mentioned made in India. If the made in India label is mentioned, the product will be given subsidy according to the rules and regulations. The next type of certificate or commercial document is inspection certificate. Inspection certificate is made to do inspection, that is physical inspection of goods, so as to confirm that it is following all the international specification. Or it may also means that the seller is selling the specification which was mentioned in the exports contract. After that, the next type of commercial document is the weight or measurement certificate. It is required where such type of goods are being traded that are based on volume or weight. For example, oil. Oil is measured in terms of gallons. Therefore, the quantity is in gallons, and therefore weight measurement or volume measurement will be used. Thus, we can conclude that each document, that is, commercial document, plays a different and distinct role in validating trade transactions, but all have its own importance, and all such commercial documents work in a work interdependently to facilitate the trade. Let us now start specifically with each type of commercial document. The first is performa or proforma invoice, its concept and purpose. This kind of Dear students, let us now focus on first type of commercial document, that is proforma invoice, its concept and purpose. Proforma invoice is issued before shipment, often before formal execution of the contract. It serves as a preliminary quotation containing product, price, quantity, etc. Proforma invoice enables the importers to arrange finance, import license, and foreign exchange. Proforma invoice form the basis for order confirmation or letter of credit issuance. Not only this, it is not a payment demand based document, but it is only an indicative document of the intent of doing transaction between exporter and importer. What are the key elements of Proforma invoice? The exporter importer details, description of goods including price and quantity, delivery and payment terms, for example, international commercial terms, letter of credit, etc., the validity period and total offer value, as well as reference to applicable standards, inspection, or certifications as per the requirement. Here we have a sample pro forma invoice. Dear students, you can see that on right side we have date and invoice number. There will be the logo of the company, and shipper is the company which is exporting the goods, that is this company in this, and receiver is the company which will receive the goods at their destination country. What is the reason of export? It can be sale, it can be counter trade, it can be medicine, it can be social sector, whatever. What is mode of transport? Now here you can see it can be air. If it is air, then airway bill will be used. If it is sea route, then another document will be used. Number of packages 26. It means 26 packages are there. Gross weight is also mentioned. Now the detailed description of goods, if they are different. Item number one, it means four different types of items are being exported. Item number one, item number two, three, four, quantity, their unit price and the total, and then subtotal, tax rate and sales, and shipping and handling cost can also be added. So this you can see is an example of real-time pro forma invoice, and such type of invoice is used, and based on invoice the negotiations do happen between exporter and importer, and then the final agreement happened between exporter and importer based on these prices or any other price which they finalize after negotiation. The next important document is commercial invoice. Commercial invoice is the core commercial documents which is issued after shipment or at dispatch of the goods. It acts as the legal bill or sale for exported goods, and also it serves as the basis for payment, custom valuation, and insurance. The commercial invoice is accepted by banks under letter of credit or collection terms as proof of shipment. Not only this, commercial invoice must be consistent with contract or and letter of credit clauses to ensure payment realization. Let us try to identify the essential contents of commercial invoice. These include exporter importer names, addresses, and references. It also includes the invoice number and date, the description of the goods based on harmonized system code, specification, and country of origin, quantity, unit price, and total value of the goods, delivery and payment terms, that is international commercial terms, mode of shipment and marks and numbers, and finally the signature, declaration, and certification if specifically required. What are the different legal and financial functions of commercial invoice? It acts as a legal evidence for confirming the sale and transfer of ownership. It is also playing the role of a financial document because it determines payment under letter of credit or draft facility. There is also a customs based role of the commercial invoice because this commercial invoice is used for assessing duty and export value. And finally, there is also a statistical role which is to contribute towards the trade data and statistics as well as trade reporting. We need to remember that any errors or omissions in commercial invoice can lead to payment rejection or shipment delay. Dear students, let us now see a specification sample of the commercial invoice. We can see that this is a commercial invoice. The invoice number is mentioned over here, which is very important, and date of the invoice. Then exporter, the details of the exporter, including name, email address, contact information, the country of origin is mentioned. consignee or buyer, and ship to where it is being shipped. So shipping address may be different because the uh, shipping may be near to the port, and then the consignee is the actual buyer. So exporter is seller and consignee is the buyer. Then order number is mentioned. Sale terms. Now here it is mentioned the sale terms belong to standardized to the international standard, that is international commercial terms. So this becomes very important that Incoterms has been used in this particular commercial invoice. You can also see the carrier name is FedEx. FedEx is a company which is used for transportation of the goods and services. Port of loading Buffalo, New York. So that is the port where it will be used. Shipping method is ground transport, that is by road. Payment terms, bill of lading or airway bill is yes, port of discharge is Toronto. First, it will be through ground. Now you can see over here that the quantity is given, units are given, description of goods. Now different types of goods are being added in this particular export. The harmonized system code, you can see HS code is there. Every product has a different HS code: 6.204, 6206, 6204, 32, 10, 14, and even after decimal, there are some different issues. Country of origin, all these goods are originating from United States of America. Actually, this will determine the tariff to be charged, unit price of each good, and thus the total amount. Now, what are the total number of packages that will leave United States of America and that will go to Canada? Because Canada is the buyer as well as shipment country. So total packages are 20 boxes. Types of boxes are also mentioned. Total weight is mentioned, volume is mentioned. If there is any marks, that is also mentioned. The total value, which includes freight, insurance, as well as discount, if any, is also mentioned. Terms and conditions are also explained over here. Payment, that is net 30 days from invoice date. Delivery 5 to 7 business date, that is export contracting dates. Covered under insurance, covered under cost insurance and freight terms, CIF, and claims within 7 days of receipt. Similarly, at the end, it is the description and the authorized signature. So you can see over here how interesting and important is this commercial invoice. All the details are mentioned in this commercial invoice, and it is a comprehensive document which can facilitate export and import. Let us now move to another type, that is packing list. Packing list is a document that provides detailed contents of each package or container. It facilitates customs inspection, warehousing, and transportation. In addition, it is used by importers to verify receipt of goods and quantities. Packing list also serves as supporting evidence with the commercial invoice and bill of lading. Finally, packing list is required by carriers and insurance for loss or damage claims. What are the different types of information that are included in packing list? It includes exporter importer names and reference numbers, the package number, marks and weight, dimensions and volume for freight calculation, description of goods in each package, as well as the total number of packages, total weight, and shipping identification marks. Dear students, now here we have a sample of packing list. Let us try to explore this. If you see, this is a packing list sold by the company is there, which is actually the seller, that is exporter. The Nippon Company Limited, it is the packing list of Nippon Company Limited, and invoice is this, and all other details are mentioned like box number 1, what does it contains, box number 2, what does it contains. Dear students, let us now see a sample of packing list. If we see packing list, the company which is being packing is mentioned over here, that is Nippon Company Limited, which is originating from Japan. and it is being sold to Thailand Company Limited in Thailand. So the trade is happening between Japan and Thailand. All the specifics are mentioned, like the invoice number you can see over here, vessel number is there, port of discharge is Bangkok, Thailand. So many things are there. And you see the box numbers, this is what is the most important information in packing list. Box number one, what is there? Clothes, t-shirts and pants. Box number two, what is there? Electronic equipment. Quantity is also mentioned, net weight is mentioned, gross weight is also mentioned. So this is a sample of packing list. We can see how important it is, because when the goods are being loaded and unloaded, it should be very clear that what the containers contains, what are the different types of items which actually forms the whole container as one unit. So these things are provided by the packing list. Let us now move to another one, that is certificate of origin. The certificate of origin, that is popularly written as COO, certifies that goods have been wholly produced, manufactured, or processed in a specific country. Certificate of origin is required for determining eligibility under preferential trade agreements, for example, FTA, SAFTA Free Trade Agreement, South American Free Trade Agreement, and Generalized System of Preferences GSP. The certificate of origin is issued by recognized bodies such as chambers of commerce or export promotion councils, that is EPCs. Also, certificate of origin is essential for availing tariff concessions and compliance with import regulations. The next is inspection and quality certificates. These certificates are issued by authorized inspection agencies to confirm conformity to contractual specification. These certificates may be buyer mandated, statutory, or insurance required. The common examples of inspection and quality certificates include pre-shipment inspection certificates, SGS, that is Society General de Surveillance Certificate, BVQI, that is Bureau Veritas Quality International, EIA Export Inspection Agency certificates, etc. All these types of inspection and quality certificates supports customs clearance, insurance coverage, and buyer confidence. Let us now try to see the weight and measurement certificates. These certificates certify weight, volume, or quantity of goods loaded or dispatched. These certificates are issued by recognized testing or inspection authorities. These certificates are crucial for freight calculation, insurance, and settlements of disputes. These certificates are especially relevant for bulk commodities such as minerals, food grains, and chemicals. Ultimately, these certificates enhances transparency in valuation and transport operations. Let us now try to identify the common data elements under aligned documentation system alignment with the commercial documents. All commercial documents share core data fields for uniformity. For example, exporter importer details. We have seen the samples, and in samples, all the samples, the exporter and importer information was mentioned. Similarly, the quantity was mentioned, per unit price was mentioned. So, product description, quantity, and value was mentioned in all sample documents. Shipping marks, date, and transport mode is also mentioned. References like invoice number, letter of credit number, and order number, all such things are common to all the commercial documents. Thus, the common data elements are consistent placement of the United Nations layout key, which minimizes duplication and ensures data integration. Let us now try to ponder on the practical significance of commercial documents. The commercial documents act as the nucleus of all EXIM documentation. They serve as input sources for regulatory, transport, and financial documents. These commercial documents also ensures consistency and credibility in trade operations. Thus, commercial documents facilitate customs clearance, payment negotiation, and insurance processing. The significance of commercial documents are not limited to one aspect of international trade as they are integral to export performance, monitoring, and audit compliance. Dear students, let us now conclude whatever we have discussed in today's lecture. We have identified and discussed that commercial documents are the foundation of export documentation systems. They authenticate trade transactions, ensure compliance, and support financial flows. Alignment of commercial documents under aligned documentation system enhances accuracy and operational efficiency. These documents are meticulously prepared and verification with the help of such documents prevent disputes and payment delays. We need to understand that their purpose and interrelation is vital for successful export import practices. Dear students, thank you very much for being with me in this session.